Welcome to Tomorrow Ready, quick LTC insights from JMA, a series where we provide you, employee benefits professionals, with news, tools, and views about group long-term care insurance planning.
Welcome back to Tomorrow Ready, everyone. I'm Yvette Garzone. I'm here with Steve Kane.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
All right. So last time we recorded a video earlier in our Tomorrow Ready series about consumer misconceptions. But when we did that, we stayed at a 35,000-foot level. We talked about high-level employee misconceptions about worksite long-term care insurance. This time, I want to take us a little deeper. Our partners at Care Scout recently conducted a survey that asked consumers why they haven't purchased long-term care insurance. And we wanted to take those results, review them, and just give our 2 cents. So, Steve, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire style questions, and we're just going to run through these, okay?
Got it.
Ready?
Got it. Yeah.
All right. 1, I might never need to use long-term care insurance.
Yeah. That was a big deal for before we had combination life and long-term care coverage, right? This was pure insurance that would cover long-term care. You'd pay for forever. And if you didn't need long-term care, you wouldn't have any return of premium or cash value. Those were the pure insurance contracts. That's how group long-term care started. But today's coverage, 99.999% of it is worksite life plus long-term care benefit. Dual purpose policies. In the event that I need long-term care, I've got a defined pool of dollars that I can tap into. If I live that wonderful, long, great life and die in my sleep at 100, I've got death benefit that goes to my beneficiaries. So that's not really an objection for this type of product.
Okay. 2, insurance carriers might deny my claims.
Yeah, I think, don't we have that knee-jerk reaction? If I'm in a fight right now with an insurance company over a medication for my kid, right? And I think, it's warranted. We have this, this mistrust sometimes of the man, right? And but when it comes to long-term care, it's black and white. And what I mean by that is, in order to qualify for these benefits, you need to be unable to perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living or have a severe cognitive impairment. So when it comes to long-term care claims, about 98% of all of those claims that are filed are approved. And some that aren't,
right?
It's just the client might not be ready yet. So there's not the kind of claims denials that you've seen in other product lines or businesses.
No, I think that's fair. All right, 3, I may not be healthy enough to qualify for it.
If you got to work today and you're working full time, you get coverage. That is the beauty. That is the advantage of guarantee issue plans. In the individual market, if you were to go look at long-term care insurance at that side of any employer offering, you got to go through full medical underwriting. And that means an application, a phone interview. Sometimes they'll review medical records of the last 3 to 5 years. And on average, we see about a 25% decline rate with individual coverage. But with worksite life and long-term care, this is guarantee issue coverage. Employees are provided this benefit. All you have to do is say, I smoke or I don't smoke, I'm a tobacco user or not. That impacts the rate, but you get coverage. And even in some of these cases, the spouses get guarantee issue.
No, and that's very rare to find, right? Okay. 4, I don't know how to buy or where to buy from. I've heard this one a lot.
It's a valid concern. Most financial advisors in the world don't bring up long-term care proactively to their clients. That's why it's so important for, benefits professionals to bring it to their employer clients so that people are exposed to it early. And they do plan, at a much younger age than we see in the individual marketplace. Average purchase age in the individual marketplace is about 58, 59, and it's about 47 at the worksite. So that tells me if you're exposed to it younger, you're going to probably take action. And, that probably also because of the guarantee issue acceptance or guaranteed acceptance that we just talked about. But the bottom line is that 99% of America buys their insurance at work. And so why not this too?
Exactly. Okay, 5, the money I spend on premiums may be more than the cost of my long-term care.
No. I'll just say that. Like that's no, and we're happy to, show you on an individual basis, how that would work. But the bottom line is the IRR, in financial services speak, the internal rate of return on these contracts versus premium paid in is incredible. Like the bottom line is you're going to use these combination products one way, shape, or form. You're going to get
Yes.
more out of it than you put in.
No, absolutely. Okay, 6, cost of care may exceed my benefit.
It may. That's correct. I agree with somebody when they say that. But in many cases, this is a hedging strategy. This is something
Yes.
to protect, part of your, retirement income. Maybe not all of it, or maybe you need to complement the insurance with your retirement income and savings and investment vehicles. But in many cases, this is a great hedging strategy. It gets you a head start against planning for
Yep.
long-term care or the risk of long-term care. And you and I have talked about it before. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. This is a good long-term care
Yes.
plan that will take care of a significant amount. You might have to find other dollars to pay for the difference.
Absolutely. Okay, and the last one. I may not be able to afford my premiums. Very valid in this economy.
Oh man, if they say it's not about the money, it's always about the money. I agree. You might not be able to afford it if you're at a certain age, but what we found is that people are spending between $100 and $130 a month on this benefit. And if you want to spend less, you can. It's just a matter of what am I comfortable with. So when employees go on the enrollment websites and they look at it, they could either plan by monthly long-term care benefit, life insurance amount, or they just look at a number. That's how I am. If I think
Yeah.
this is a good deal, like hey, I need to plan for long-term care, I just start looking at a monthly number, going, can I afford that? And
Yeah.
and again, these plans are really flexible in terms of how much benefit you can buy. Some people like to buy more insurance to cover more of the risk, and some people say, well, I can afford $50 a month, and they go with that. So I would just say it's more affordable than you think.
Yeah. And just to add on to that, if you are buying in a work site and your employer is providing it, right? It gets locked in at your age that you are getting and signing up for.
Yeah, and I'll just, to wrap this thing in a bow, I'll just say, like, look, these are not conversations we're having with employers, during, engagements. This
Yeah.
this is the type of stuff that might come back to our call center, and we
Yeah.
might have conversations with employees, and sometimes, believe it or not, with their financial advisors that are on,
Yes.
Teams calls or three-way conference calls with us. And I can assure you that we're not selling long-term care. We're
Yeah.
guiding, we're listening, we're advising,
We're helping.
but
Yeah.
we're helping. And all of our call center folks are W-2 employees of ours. They receive a salary, not a commission on interaction that they're having with an employee. And they're going to do what's right, even if that means, hey, this is not for you.
Exactly. No. And I think that's just what's amazing about us. And so if you would like any help or need to talk to us about a potential client or getting long-term care and life offered at your company, just reach out to us at the email below. You can follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube for more videos, and we'll see you next time on Tomorrow Ready.